Okay. Oh, Christ. I'm genuinely embarrassed about this. One of the first films I made that I was particularly proud of was a film called The Lot. Starred my friend Tony. We shot it one day in an empty lot in the neighbourhood that I was living in. There was this film festival, well there still is, this film festival in Australia called Trashorama, which probably tells you a lot about the film festival. I had heard of it. I'd never been to see it. I'd never seen any of the films that actually had been entered in it. But I read the entry details and it just said like a horror movie film festival. I thought, yeah, great. You know, I made a horror movie. I'll enter my film into this film festival. And it got turned down. It didn't get screened. But because I entered, I got a free ticket to the festival. So I went and saw that. Wow. But before I went and saw the festival, I just thought, all right, my film obviously wasn't trashy enough. I've got to come up with the trashiest idea I can come up with. And so I sunk deep in the recesses of my mind, and I came up with this idea, called Aborted. Yeah, you can probably see where this is going. Now, the plot of this film, or the story of this film went as such. It was going to start with this young girl, probably about 16 years old. I was probably going to make her younger if I could get away with it, just to really up the trashiness. Talking to this older guy about the fact that she's pregnant. He'd gotten her pregnant and what are they going to do? And of course the guy is just a complete asshole to her about it. And it's like, oh, this is your problem, it's your fault, you deal with it, you take care of it, blah, 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 blah. And of course she can't tell her parents about it because, you know, she's only 15 or 16 years old. So she decides to take matters into her own hands. We then cut to her oh shit, I'm putting this out there. We cut to her getting a wire coat hanger and going into the bathroom. She walks into the bathroom, the door closes next to her, and we sort of fade out. Next shot is her looking quite bad, you know, like sunken eyes and not looking very well, with a plastic bag that she tosses into a dumpster. Wanders off. Anyway, that night, the dumpster gets hit with a bolt of lightning, as all these things do. And close up on the side of the dumpster, we see this tiny little bloody hand reach over the top of the dumpster and grab a hold. Anyway, we cut to like the father, and he's sort of like chilling at home. Maybe he's hitting on another teenage girl or something like that. I don't know. When he starts hearing noises around the place, and there's something in the house scurrying around. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed the worst part. Oh, shit. Oh god, I can't believe I came up with this shit. Anyway, worst part is like after the hand crawls over, we cut to the other side and we sort of like see this thing fall over the side, but then you see the umbilical cord get trailed over the top. Anyway, back to the dad. So he's trying to figure out where these noises are coming from. And he finds just like this trail of blood running across the floor. Like it's like something's been dragged across the floor. And he's crashed down, he's wondering what the hell is going on with it. When he gets attacked. And oh shit. And it's the fetus. And the fetus wraps the umbilical cord around his neck and chokes him to death. I think there was more to it. I can't remember. I think he may have gone after the mother as well. But that was the general gist of it. That idea got as far as me sitting down to write it. Because I pitched the idea to a couple of friends of mine, Tony, who was in the last film, and another mate of mine, Glenn. Wow, wait till I do a video about Glenn. Anyway, they both loved it. So I sat down to try and write this damn thing, but every time I actually tried to put words on paper describing any of that, it was too much, and that was as far as we got. So we never actually shot that. And then I went to the Trashorama Film Festival and saw the quality of some of the films that are mentioned in that that are shown in that thing, and they're fucking terrible. They're really bad. So I just decided I never wanted to do anything for Trashorama ever again. I do remember, I just told that story to Ash the other night, and she thought it was funny, over the top but funny. But I do remember the girl I was dating at the time. I went to tell her of that film idea for a while and just couldn't do it because I was terrified that she'd dump me. As it turns out, she actually loved the idea so much, she sort of took it and ran with it. She started writing her own script based on it. It was way more twisted than mine, but anyway. I am still surprised and shocked that my head could have conceived of that. It's probably pretty mild as well. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of darker crap that people have done and put it on the internet. White bread raised in the suburbs, for crying out loud. That was the nastiest shit that I could come up with. So anytime I ever am writing a script, like I'm writing a horror movie at the moment, and I'm trying to come up with kills and scares and that sort of thing, if I ever come up with something that I think is a little bit twisted, all I need to do is think back to Aborted and think to myself, well, yeah, there's my low watermark. As long as I don't go further than that, I'm good.